Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
We're going to start. Yay!
Hopefully it doesn't suck. Woohoo!
I don't know. After yesterday,
yeah,
we
a lot
had
of bad things yesterday.
A lot of bad things going on yesterday. I'm like, God, I hope this is not an indicator of things to come. But let's talk about this. Since we're going to talk about Elon Musk and yesterday's incident with the Tesla truck, Cybertruck. So let's start off with another bang here, no pun intended. We're gonna talk about Mark Ruffalo. He is the Marvel equivalent of Mark Hamill, and he's
both Star Wars and Marvel are doing so well.
They're doing fantastic, right? But a couple of months ago, I guess he called Elon Musk a turncoat traitor.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why he's so mad about it. Like, there's like, it's not just like he's just saying this. There's a good reason why he's just so upset about him being a traitor.
Yes,
it's so funny. We're gonna talk about it in a bit.
We're gonna talk about it because a lot of people seem to be missing this this component here. I remember. He had a little bit of a crush on Elon.
Mm-hmm.
He used to call Elon his space daddy.
That's right.
And space daddy did him dirty. So a little bit of a left-wing civil war going on. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Check out Clownfish Minus at clownfishminus.com for exclusive content and merchandise. Also, clownshishtv.locals.com. I gotta do something at the end of the video, just like, here's all the other places where you can find us. That'd be so much easier.
It would be so much easier, yes.
It would be, because I forget about all this stuff. Anyway, this is coming from Phantom Wire. It's been making the rounds. I saw it the other day. It's a typical, like, Hollywood left-wing meltdown, and it's the point where it's almost beyond parody, because these people, like, I mean, look, you're an actor, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, I mean, it's funny to me because I think they're mad for a couple of reasons. One, he's mad about Musk, but he's also mad no one's listening to them anymore.
Yeah,
and,
it all goes together, I think.
What makes me mad about this whole thing is the double standard, because he's allowed to have these meltdowns. He's allowed to say this stuff. Meanwhile, Gina Carano got fired for far, far, far less. Everything she said was not only true, but much more, it was handled in a much more classy way.
Yeah.
And basically she's just like about the pronouns thing, she was even in the hell trying, like, I don't want to put it in my bio, but I don't want to see you get bullied either, so I respect that you don't want to get bullied. I don't know how much more nice you can make it. And then she gets fired for abhorrent things. Meanwhile, Ruffalo and, Hamill and Pascal are out there ranting and foaming at the mouth and having hissies, and they're going too far, way farther than she went, and they don't get fired. I mean, they have dicks, maybe. I don't know, but they're far left. They're far left, and at this point, their dicks are so tiny they have to become a dick themselves, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe you need to Hulk out so Hulk can smash again.
At this point, I'm more hulky than he is.
So I can attest to that. You are She-Hulk. But the cool one, not the one that twerks. Anyway.
I can't twerk anyway. I've tried.
My spine doesn't bend that way. And my booty's not that big. So it doesn't work.
My booty's more flat, too. I'm one of those flat-ass people, sorry.
I'm a flat-ass people.
I'm a flat-asser.
So let's, is that like a flat earther?
Yeah, but...
Like a flat-asser?
You just fall off the edge. I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's talk about what might have prompted this, why he's calling him a turncoat traitor, because some people seem to have missed this. I remember way back in 2014, Mark Ruffalo really thought Elon Musk was a pretty cool guy, and they've erased this. This is coming from his Facebook account. 2014, such a cool interview with Elon, a must read, and it's about Elon Musk talking about Mars colonization, which isn't that a right-wing talking point now?
Yeah,
back then
now.
It was like
back when people were normal.
Back when people were normal, it's like, yeah, it totally makes sense for us to maybe think about other planets in case something happens to this one. He posted on his Tumblr. That's a very 2014 thing. Elon Musk argues we must put 1 million people on Mars if we're to ensure humanity has a future. Read it here. Everybody liked it because it was Mark Ruffalo and it was peak MCU, and they were all about it. Now he's a turncoat traitor.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
10
he's so
years later.
angry.
Yeah.
He's so mad because he had a hard on for Ruffalo, or for Space Daddy. He had a hard on for Elon, and now Elon has basically done something he didn't like, which was want free speech and say, hey, things have gone too far. We need to go back to center. How dare he? How very dare he? Broke his heart. He's crying in his pillow. And now he's going to call him names because that's all he can do.
Well, let's watch the interview first. It's out here, I guess, on Instagram. Brian Tyler Cohen. Apparently, it was on his podcast, and then we'll go out to this article and see what they have to say about it.
Musk is such a two-faced turncoat traitor.
Yeah, he's so mad.
He was a climate champion, and he sold himself out for a buck and some power.
I think it was more than
a
buck.
buck before.
That guy doesn't even have his original accent anymore.
It's because he's...
Don't follow him.
Says an actor who changes his accent all the time.
Who we have to believe in. We're the ones who
We?
for, and we are the ones that have to move forward together.
To do what?
Oh my God! What? Just
that face is about right there.
That's the thumbnail right there. That's gonna be like, oh
you
my
need to sharpen that though. But
God!
Look, I mean, I do think that there are things we have to worry about. Yes and no with climate stuff, but I also know that for every time people are like, it's this, and the other, we find out that other things have healed itself. So if we went by when people like Ruffalo have said things are going to go down the crapper, we would have been under, 10 feet of water by now. I just think that, people need to do better to take care of things, and we need to be smarter about taking care of the planet. But I also don't think it's the doom and gloom level that some of these people make it out to be. Now, again, I'm a person who does recycling and goes and cleans up for Earth Day and then recycles what I clean up for Earth Day and stuff. So I'm one of those like...
I can attest to this. Actually, I'm going to be honest here. Like, I love her very much for that, but there's the Girl Scout in her.
And Gold Award winner right here, baby.
She did. She was like quite
overachiever. But I do worry about stuff. I know I do it mostly. You want to know why I do it? Because I don't want animals to get hurt. I don't want them to eat something they shouldn't eat and then die.
I can't. And me, I'm just like, fuck those sea turtles. They can fend for themselves.
I'm the one that like takes the pop rings and cuts at the plastic so that they don't get stuck on animals.
She's caught me putting the 6-pack rings. She's caught me putting them in the garbage before, and she's like, "This could kill a seal. You need to cut them."
But that being said.
But I love you for it.
I love you too. That being said, I also am one who will tell you, like, yes, planet's going back to, it's going to be, it's getting warmer. I'm like, yes, but the planet is actually naturally a greenhouse planet. It's speeding up its return to the greenhouse status. We're still coming out of the ice age or whatever, but it's not like, the end of the world. And they keep saying about the ozone and all that, but as far as I've read that the whole, it's fixed itself and stuff. And even though we can do a lot of things here, other countries have to also participate. We're one country on the globe. And I think that a lot of places, China. Yeah, well, I think a lot of places are starting to do their share too. So I'm just like, you guys take it too far. And I'm sorry, electric cars and Musk. This is one thing that's always bothered me about Musk is electric cars. Do you know how much the batteries are to replace those if your electric car's battery dies? It's almost as much as the car. And then those batteries aren't like recyclable as other things. For as much as they scream about fossil fuels, those batteries, how they get made, how you dispose of them, everything about them is bad. But these people overlook it when it's on their side.
And according to the media, those batteries just spontaneously combust outside the Trump Tower.
Well, yes. Poof. We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened. Just look at that, guys. The Cybertruck blew up. Whoops.
What's funny to me is they want to run these to the charging stations and stuff. What are they fueled by? But beyond that, they're like, I've even said everybody needs to be electric car, except for people like emergency services because, they can't have their car shut down. And it's like, wait a minute.
I know, right? So wait, when it's really important... What you're telling me is when it's really important, you got to have fossil fuels.
And these celebrities have the money to go buy this shit. The normal people do not. Us normies can't afford most of this stuff.
I can't buy a Cybertruck.
I wouldn't want to. They're horrible.
Want one. I think they're ugly.
There's a video somebody had, and they tried to tow a truck, and it completely destroyed pulled the bumper off, ruined the frame, and everything, and there was like nothing anchoring it. I'm just saying. these special vehicles, with the batteries and stuff. It's like, here's electric vehicles. Here's the thing. Most people can't afford them. Anyway, sorry, it went off topic, but I'm just saying, like, I too am conscious about the environment to a reasonable level. Okay. I also think that these people play up, it's worse than it is, and they act like everybody's stupid. And I think everybody's going to argue for their own side, right?
Yeah.
But he's just so ass mad. And what gets me is he's allowed to make comments about Elon Musk. He's allowed to make comments about, Trump. He's allowed to put swastikas up and everything else. And that's okay. But Gina Carano says, hey, maybe we should we're being turned against each other. And it's like, it kind of reminds me of Nazi Germany. And that's dangerous because you shouldn't be hating your neighbor over politics. And somehow that's bad enough to get fired.
Yeah, it's definitely a double standard. Like, they hate Elon now. It's like, instead of get Shorty, it's like get Elon. Like, they've all been, because they're very hurt. They're personally wounded. This is coming from 2022. Mark Ruffalo issues warning to Elon Musk over Twitter changes for the love of decency.
Love of decency. The love of decency. Translation. I don't like these changes because it's going to mean that we have to listen to other people's opinions and not to have our echo chamber anymore. Let me guess. Mark Ruffalo loves Blue Sky.
Yeah, I think he's over on Blue Sky.
Of course, I know Mark Hamill is.
Elon, please, for the love of decency, get off of Twitter. Hand the keys over to someone who does this as an actual job and get on with running Tesla and SpaceX. You're destroying your credibility. It's not a good look.
No, he actually proved his credibility, but he's mad. Mark Ruffalo and co are mad because now it's more about free speech and not about our echo chamber.
God, well, that's it. And they went back and forth, and it was about AOC, and Musk is like, yeah, not everything she says.
She isn't. I mean, there's some things I actually agree with AOC says. There have been things I've agreed with, but then then she says other stuff, and I'm like, what?
They're gonna kick her out too. I think they're gonna kick her out of the club, and they're gonna kick the Young Turks out of the club because they're kind of like trying to go back to center to be like, hey, where did we lose the plot? But the weird thing is the people on the right that remember them as they were, 6 months ago, are going to be like, yeah, this is all an act. This is you're just trying to get votes. And
probably. But back to the Twitter thing, they're like, oh, it's going to implode. He's charging money. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. It didn't.
No, it's actually, I'm going to be honest. Twitter feels like, you might not agree with everything that's being posted over there, but it feels more real than it was before. And people, unless you're doing some really egregious stuff, you're not getting shadow banned. Now, there is a whole controversy, and I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole yet, but apparently people that were calling Elon Musk out over the the work visa thing, the India thing, they were getting, he's not real happy about that. But that's, well,
if he's shadow banned, then that's against what he said he was going to do.
It's like, it's not your, I guess if you pay $44 billion for a website, you can moderate however the fuck you want to, but like.
No, because you made a point of saying how you were going to keep it free speech.
But if you own it.
I know, but that doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying it makes it right.
I'm just saying you can't argue that's what you're going to do if you're going to turn around and do it. Now, I don't agree with everything I see people say. There's a lot of things that I see people say that I don't agree with. I defend Gina Carano all the time, but I don't always agree with everything she says. But I also think what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, just hypothetically speaking, if you had a private website, you built the private website from the ground up, and you can be a complete asshole. You can run it however you want to. That doesn't mean people are going to stay if you run it however you want to. But you can run it with an iron fist. And you can ban people for whatever.
That's what they were doing, and it worked so well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what will happen is the market will, especially now since Twitter is basically a paid product, the market will correct. If it goes too far the other direction and people are not happy with the way Elon Musk is running it, then people will just cancel their premium, and they'll have to be like, please come back.
I just want to point out too, as anybody who's followed this channel knows, I don't really like Elon Musk that much. Unlike Kneon, who calls him Space Daddy. I'm not
a joke.
I'm not the fan that Kneon is.
I don't like.
But if he does something right, I'm going to say so. If he does something wrong, I'm going to say so. Because I'm more about truth and justice and not about bullshit for views.
Like, look, Elon. It's nothing personal, but I only like you for your money because I like what your money can do. No, I'll be honest. The thing I like about the Elon Musk situation was him buying Twitter.
You just like watching everybody scream.
I like watching them scream. Yeah, he doesn't know who I am. I don't care that he doesn't know who I am. And Mark Ruffalo points out, Mark Ruffalo doesn't know who I am, right? I don't give a shit if people in Hollywood know who we are. A lot of them do, unfortunately. And they scream about it. But like my thing was like, no, Twitter was pre-Elon. Twitter was the biggest fucking cesspool on the internet. The best thing that could.
It was the biggest circle jerk ever.
Oh, I you know what? Even if he bought it just to shut it down,
I know,
he still did the
that.
world a favor.
Burn it down. I'm like, he's not gonna spend the money. Burn it down.
I would have been like, just shut it down. Wouldn't that be the ultimate troll though? Be like, yeah, okay, I'm the richest man in the world.
Yes, but you can't spend that much money and just shut it down.
Well, I can't, but he could.
No, even then, that's an awful lot of money to waste. I think he overpaid to begin with, which we said.
Oh, he absolutely overpaid.
But back to the point. Mark Ruffalo's pissed.
He's
okay?
pissed.
Salty bitch boy tears over this whole thing.
His boyfriend is a turncoat now.
And the thing is, like him and Mark Hamill, the thing is, they don't understand is they go so far the other way that they're losing the plot. They're also losing any fans they had. Like there are people that can meet in the middle and say, okay, well, I don't agree with you on everything, but there's still some things to agree with you on. And they're just taking it way too far. And then this is so funny because he's so mad because he was, wanting to be Elon Musk number 2 and kissing his ass and be like, oh, thank God, the rich guy's going to help me do what I want. But he didn't do what he wanted. And now he's like, he's a turncoat, traitory, blah, 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 blah.
Well, you don't get to be the richest man in the world by doing what everybody else wants you to do, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be honest.
I'm just, yeah. And then I'm mad because, back to the truth and justice bull crap that, unfortunately, that's my guiding light. It gets me in so much trouble. But, I get so angry, when I see something unfair and unjust, it really, burns my butt. You have no idea.
Your flat butt.
Yeah, my flat butt. Because what happened with Gina Carano just makes me so mad. I keep bringing it up because I'm so angry about it because it's so unfair and the double standard. So I hope that she kicks Disney's ass because, Disney is protecting people. Let's be honest. Yes, they're men. They have dicks, but let's be honest. It's about them being on the left.
Yeah.
It's about them being on the left, and she wasn't on the left. And powers that be, and not necessarily the people in charge so much as it is people in charge of the different divisions, in her case, Lucasfilm, were so upset about it, so mad that they had to find some way to get rid of her. And I guarantee you they were all powwowing behind the scenes trying to find some way to get rid of her because how dare she? She's out there saying things we don't like. Meanwhile, Mark Hamill says all the stuff he says, and they're applauding. So this isn't even about male or female. I mean, you could argue it. You could make the argument fairly because they are all men and she's not, and they've done. But then they have Rachel Zegler too. They didn't fire her either. But it's about her not being far left enough. And then Mark Ruffalo is just pissed beyond pissed because his boy, his messiah, his champion, didn't take the side he thought he should take. What side he should take.
Yeah. So there we go. I think we're
chapped his ass.
It chapped his ass. Yeah. I think we're going to, if nothing else this year, it's like I said, things are starting off pretty badly. But I think that we're going to see a normalization of middle of the road viewpoints. And the only reason I think Musk is, as if people are thinking he's going far right, is that he is being pushed in that direction. Because I think the more and more people scream about his, up until recently, his very mild takes on things, free speech and that he actually is getting pushed further and further to the right.
That's how everybody has been.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Why did they win? Why did Trump win? Because everybody's been pushed.
Who radicalizes the right? It's not the right. It's the left.
Yeah.
The left
you did it to yourself. Even when what's her nuts, Vanellope Von Sweets, Sarah Silverman is out there she was going naked for Biden or whatever, and she's out there being the purity test you can't pass. The purity test is you can't. It's just even people who want to do better, quote unquote, want to do better, if they still are terrible because they said so or whatever. And that's just it. All you're doing is pushing everyone the other way because they're tired of your shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody but you.
And, the general public, they're going to look at these celebrities and they're going to be like, yeah.
Oh, they're out of touch.
You guys are completely out of touch. So, anyway, are we going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.